Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to do some shape tweens today. So motion tweens move one object from one place to another, whereas shape tweens will actually turn one object into another. Okay, and then Flash will figure out all the in-between stages. So the easiest way to demonstrate this is just by using the shape tools. I'm going to use an oval tool and turn an oval into a rectangle. Okay, so let's get a, oh yeah, it does do color as well. So let's do a blue oval, or actually a blue circle. If you hold shift, you can make it a circle. And I'm not going to turn it into a symbol, okay? So for shape tweens, it can't be in a symbol. Okay, so it's a little bit different. I will explain how to get something out of a symbol if you've already done that. Okay, so let me just show you that right now. Let's say, for instance, let me just draw my smiley back on here. Okay, say for instance I converted this into a symbol, selected it, pressed F8, call it smiley. Okay. Then I can right click and say break apart. Okay, and that will break it out of that symbol. But the nice thing about that is I still have the smiley in the library. Okay, but now it's broken apart. You should see these little dots when you click on it. Okay, the only thing is, because these parts are all separate, I can move the face separately, right? So if you want to ever move it, select the whole thing and then move it. Okay, so this is not a symbol right now. Now what I'm going to do is, on the timeline, right click, let's say at, I don't know, frame 40, just for fun. Morning.
This one is for you.
So I'm going to right click on the timeline and insert blank keyframe. Okay, so you'll see that it's inserted frames all the way along, but on frame 40 there is a blank circle. Okay, now on the blank keyframe I'm going to draw my rectangle. And actually let's make that a different color. Okay, let's change it here. Oh. Let's go for yellow. Okay, so what I have is my face, my rectangle. Neither of them are symbols. Okay, you should see the little dots when you click on them. Now, what I do from here is I right click on the space in between those two keyframes, and I say create shape tween. And you'll see something really cool. Okay, so it's morphing between my smiley face and my rectangle. Okay, and there are a couple tween options we can do. If I click on the line in between, just like with motion tween, there's ease. So if I want to ease out, for instance, then it kind of slows down as it hits the end. Maybe ease in, I'll show you that. It looks a little bit different. It kind of starts off slow and speeds up. And then there's some different blend options. I don't know what's that going to do differently. I don't really know what changed. I don't think that really made a difference. Okay, but the cool thing about the shape tween is we can tween anything together. So if I make more rectangles on this frame, okay, then it's going to morph like that. Okay, it almost looks like the smiley face is exploding. Actually, that's kind of a neat idea. Okay, boom. Okay, so that's the shape tween. Let me show you quickly one more time. So how about I go from this object to another object? So I'm going to right click on another frame, let's say frame 80 just for fun, insert blank keyframe, okay, and then I can draw something else. Maybe I want to draw, I don't know, let's draw Batman. Batman's kind of my default when I want to draw something. Okay, so there's Batman. So let's see what happens. I'm going to right click in between these, create shape tween. Whoa. Okay, and you'll notice that I've got all these little shapes. You can see that they're all kind of turning into Batman at once. Just a warning, if you do too many little shapes into one shape, it's going to really slow down your computer. Okay, so that's kind of a bit of a warning. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Okay, the other thing I want to show you just quickly, say you want it to pause for a second. Actually, let me just convert this Batman into a symbol so I can use him later. Oops. Okay, I'm just going to select all these frames and remove them. And let me insert, I'm just going to insert a keyframe. Okay, so if you insert a keyframe, it's going to copy what's already been there. Okay, so now what's going to happen is it's going to transform into the squares. It's going to hold there for a second. Now if I insert the blank keyframe, I'm going to put Batman back in there. Now remember, I have to break this apart in order for this to work. So right click, break apart. Okay, what's going to happen now is it's going to pause at the square and then go into Batman because I added that extra keyframe. Okay, so that might be useful if you're doing a Pokemon transformation or something like that and you want to showcase the stages of your transformation, okay? Because you don't want it to go from one to the other really quickly, because then you won't be able to see what you're doing. Okay, and likewise I could add insert a keyframe at the end, so it'll just pause on Batman for a second. Let's try that one more time. Okay, so there you go. That's the shape tween in a nutshell, and you guys can play around with that, and hopefully you can come up with something cool.